The moment you open your eyes, before your feet even touch the cold floor, there is a split second of silence. In that tiny fragment of time, the world hasn't rushed in yet. The emails are not yet read. The demands of the family, the pressure of the bills, the ache in your lower back, or the worry about the future, none of it has fully taken hold. It is just you and the breath in your lungs. It is a fragile moment, but it is the most important moment of your entire day. Because right there, in that quiet space, you have a choice. You can let the weight of the world crash down on you, or you can turn your heart upward and acknowledge the one who kept your heart beating while you slept. Before we journey deeper into this prayer and this realization of grace, I want to ask you to gently press that subscribe button. We are building a community here of souls who are seeking peace in a chaotic world. Also, I have a very special invitation for you. We are currently gathering funds for a sacred mission. We are building a holy temple, a physical sanctuary for prayer and worship. You can be a literal part of this foundation. If you choose to become a sponsor of this channel or support us directly through the YouTube sponsorship program, we will carve your name upon the tiles of the temple. Imagine 50 or 100 years from now, your name standing as a testament to faith within those walls. It is a beautiful way to leave a legacy and help us complete this holy work. Thank you for walking this path with us. Now, take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Think about what happened last night. You drifted into unconsciousness. You let go of control. For 6, 7, or perhaps 8 hours, you were completely vulnerable. You did not command your heart to pump blood to your extremities. You did not command your lungs to expand and contract, to draw in oxygen. You did not regulate your body temperature. You were away, adrift in the world of dreams, utterly helpless. And yet, here you are. You woke up. The sun came up, and your eyes opened. Who sustained you? Who sat by your bedside, spiritually speaking, and ensured that the fragile machinery of your life continued to function? It was not your alarm clock. It was not your own strength. It was the Creator who carried you through the night. When we reach a certain age, perhaps when we cross the threshold of 30 or 40 years old, we start to understand the fragility of life a little better than we did when we were 20. When we were young, we felt invincible. We thought we woke up because we were strong, because we had energy, because the world revolved around us. But as the years go by, we see friends struggling. We see health challenges arise. We realize that waking up is not a guarantee. It is a gift. It is a daily miracle that we often handle with clumsy hands, forgetting to say thank you before we rush into the noise. This morning, I want you to visualize the concept of being carried. The ancient scriptures speak of a God who says, "Even to your old age and gray hairs, I am He. I am He who will sustain you. I have made you and I will carry you. I will sustain you and I will rescue you." Think about the power of those words. This is not a God who winds up the clock of the universe and walks away. This is a God who says, "I will carry you." Whatever burden you woke up with this morning, I want you to know that you are not meant to carry it alone. Perhaps you woke up thinking about a difficult conversation you need to have at work. Perhaps you woke up with a heavy heart because of a child who is wandering off the right path. Perhaps you woke up feeling the physical pain of a body that is changing. These are real weights. They are heavy. But the morning prayer is our opportunity to take those heavy backpacks off our shoulders and say, "Lord, I cannot carry this today. You promised to carry me, so I am asking you to carry this too." Gratitude is the key that unlocks this release. You cannot be paralyzed by anxiety and filled with gratitude at the same time. The two emotions cannot occupy the same space in your heart. So, let us begin by thanking Him for the night. Thank Him for the silence. Thank Him for the safety of your bed. Even if you tossed and turned, even if your sleep was broken by stress or bad dreams, you made it to the morning. The darkness did not consume you. The dawn has broken. That is the first victory of the day. There is a profound mystery in the fact that we are loved by the architect of the universe. Why would He care if you woke up today? Why would He care about your morning coffee, your commute, your small worries? Because you are His. It is that simple and that complex. When you carry a sleeping child from the car to their bed, you do not do it because they are paying you. You do not do it because they earned it. Usually, they are asleep and unaware of your effort. You do it because they belong to you. You hold them close. You protect their head from bumping against the door frame. You lay them down gently. That is exactly what God has done for you through the valley of the night. He carried you from yesterday's exhaustion to today's new beginning. So, how do we respond to such care? We respond with a thank you that vibrates through our entire being. We do not just say the words, we feel them. Say it with me in your heart right now. Thank you for carrying me. As you prepare to face the day, think about the years that have brought you to this moment. Being over 30 means you have scars. You have survived heartbreaks. You have survived failures. You have lost people you loved. You have seen dreams crumble, and you have had to build new ones from the dust. And yet, look at you. You are still standing. You are still seeking. You are listening to this message right now because there is a spark of hope in you that refuses to be extinguished. That resilience is not just your stubbornness. It is the evidence of God's sustaining hand. He carried you through the divorce. He carried you through the layoff. He carried you through the depression that felt like a thick fog. He carried you when you thought you were walking alone in the wilderness. Sometimes, when we look back at the timeline of our lives, we see only one set of footprints, and we mistakenly think we were lonely. But there is a truth that resonates deeply with our spirits. Those were the times He carried us. And He is not done. He is not tired. His arms are not weary. He does not need a coffee break. He is ready to carry you through this Tuesday, this Wednesday, this whatever day it is. Let us bring our focus to the immediate present, the air in the room, the light coming through the window, the sounds of the house settling. This is the stage God has set for you today. He has prepared good works for you to walk in. He has prepared encounters where you can be a light to someone else, but you cannot be a light if your battery is drained by ungratefulness. You need to plug into the source. Morning prayer is that connection. It is charging your spirit before you drain it on the world. Imagine for a moment that today is the only day you have. Just this one. How would you treat it? Would you rush through it, angry at the traffic, annoyed by the slow internet, frustrated by the long line at the grocery store? Or would you savor it? Would you look at the faces of your family members and really see them? Would you taste your food? Would you feel the wind on your face? When we thank God for carrying us through the night, we are admitting that life is fragile. And that admission makes life sweet. It takes the bitterness out of the struggle. There is a specific kind of peace that comes when you realize you do not have to be the general manager of the universe. You do not have to keep the planets in orbit. You only have to be faithful with what is right in front of you. God is doing the heavy lifting. He is holding the structure together. Your job is to trust. Your job is to walk. And when you cannot walk, your job is to let yourself be carried. As you move from the stillness of your room into the noise of the kitchen or the commute, you will feel the shift. The world does not value silence. The world values speed. It values production. It values the loud and the fast. But you are carrying a secret weapon. You are carrying the stillness of the sanctuary into the chaos of the marketplace. This is where the rubber meets the road. It is easy to be holy when you are alone with a cup of tea. It is much harder to be holy when the car in front of you cuts you off, or when your boss changes the deadline, or when your children are screaming over who gets the last bowl of cereal. This is why the morning prayer is not just a ritual, it is armor. We are in a battle, not a battle against flesh and blood, though it often feels like our battle is with our spouse or our neighbor, but a battle against spiritual exhaustion. We are fighting to keep our peace in a world that wants to steal it. When you thanked God for carrying you through the night, you were putting on your helmet. You were protecting your mind. Let us talk about the mind for a moment. For those of us who have lived 3 or 4 decades, the battle of the mind is fierce. We have accumulated knowledge, yes, but we have also accumulated worry. We know too much. We know what can go wrong. We know how fragile the economy is. We know how sudden illness can be. When we were children, we slept soundly because we trusted our parents to handle the scary things. Now, we are the parents. We are the ones who have to lock the doors and check the bank accounts. The burden of knowledge can be crushing if it is not balanced by the burden of trust. God does not ask you to be ignorant of the dangers. He asks you to be confident in His presence amidst the dangers. The psalmists were not people who lived in a bubble. They lived in caves, in deserts, in war zones. And yet they wrote, "I will lie down and sleep in peace, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety." How could they sleep in a war zone? Because they knew who was keeping watch. There is a beautiful concept in the ancient scriptures about daily bread. The Israelites, when they were wandering in the desert, were given manna. But there was a catch. They could only gather enough for 1 day. If they tried to hoard it, if they tried to gather enough for a week, because they were afraid God would not show up tomorrow, the food would rot. It would breed worms and stink. What is the lesson here for us? Specifically for us adults who love to plan and save and control? The lesson is that grace is a daily shipment. You cannot store up enough patience today to last you until next month. You cannot store up enough peace to handle the crisis that will happen 2 years from now. You have to come back to the source every single morning. This is terrifying for our egos, but it is healing for our souls. It forces us into a relationship. If God gave you everything you needed for the next 40 years right now, all the money, all the health, all the answers, you would likely forget Him by next Tuesday. You would become independent. And independence from God is not freedom, it is death. Dependence is where the life is. So when you wake up and feel that twinge of, "I don't know if I can handle this," that is actually a good place to be. It is the place where you say, "I can't, but you can." Think about the things you are holding tightly right now. Maybe it is your children. You want to protect them from every hurt, every bad decision, every cruel word. But you cannot. You can wrap them in cotton wool, but you cannot protect their hearts from the world. The realization that you are not the savior of your family is a heavy one, but it is also the truth that sets you free. You can entrust them to the one who loves them even more than you do. When you pray in the morning, visualize yourself opening your hands. Physically open them. Release the grip. Say, Lord, I entrust my children to you. I entrust my career to you. I entrust my aging parents to you. The act of opening your hands is significant. You cannot receive if your fists are clenched. If you are holding on to bitterness from yesterday, you cannot receive the mercy for today. If you are holding on to the regret of a mistake you made 10 years ago, you have no room for the new opportunity God is sending. Let it go. The morning is a reset button. It is God saying, let's try again. As we get older, we also deal with the changing nature of our bodies. The knees creak a little more. The energy dips a little faster. It is a humbling process. But even in this, there is a call to gratitude. Your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. It has served you well. It has walked thousands of miles. It has perhaps borne children. It has recovered from sickness. Instead of standing in front of the mirror and criticizing what you see, criticizing the lines and the gray hairs, try thanking God for the vessel. Thank you for these hands that can work. Thank you for these legs that can walk. Thank you for this heart that has beaten 30-something million times without me asking it to. This shift in perspective changes how you treat yourself. You start to see yourself not as a fading machine, but as a cherished creation. And when you cherish yourself, you are better equipped to cherish others. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you treat yourself with contempt, you will likely treat your neighbor with judgment. But if you receive God's grace for your own imperfections, you will extend that grace to the person who annoys you at the office. Let us speak about that person at the office, or that difficult relative. We all have sandpaper people in our lives, people who rub us the wrong way. They are rough, abrasive, and irritating. But have you ever considered that God uses them to smooth our rough edges? In the morning prayer, bring that person to mind. Not to complain about them, but to bless them. This sounds counterintuitive. Why would you bless someone who makes your life hard? Because you cannot hate someone you are praying for. It is impossible. When you pray for their well-being, the bitterness in your heart begins to dissolve. And suddenly, they do not have power over your emotions anymore. You are free. This is the practical magic of prayer. It is not just about getting things from God. It is about becoming like God. It is about aligning your heart with the heart of the universe, which is a heart of love. When you walk into your workplace, after praying for your difficult boss, you walk in with a secret authority. You are not just an employee. You are an ambassador of the Most High. You change the atmosphere just by walking in the room. We are collecting moments, you and I. We are not just collecting paychecks. We are collecting sunsets. We are collecting laughter. We are collecting the feeling of clean sheets and the smell of rain. These are the dividends of a life lived with awareness. But if you are rushing, if you are always living in the next weekend, the next vacation, the next promotion, you miss the now. And the now is where God lives. He is the great I am, not the great I was, or the great I will be. He is present. I want to remind you of the project we are undertaking together, the building of the temple. It is a physical manifestation of this spiritual truth. Every stone we lay is an act of faith. Every name on every tile is a story of someone who said, I believe in something bigger than myself. When you contribute, when you sponsor, you are saying that in a world of temporary digital noise, you want to build something permanent. You want to leave a mark that says, I was here and I praised God. It is a profound privilege to build a house for the Lord. But let us return to the house of your heart. What does the furniture look like in there? Is it cluttered with fear? Is the window dirty with cynicism? Morning prayer is the daily cleaning service. You sweep out the dust of yesterday. You open the windows to the fresh air of the Spirit. You rearrange the furniture so that the throne is in the center, and you are not sitting on it. That is the crux of the matter, isn't it? Who is on the throne? Who is calling the shots? When we are young, we fight tooth and nail for control. We want to drive the car, but as we age, we realize that we are terrible drivers. We crash. We get lost. We take shortcuts that lead to dead ends. There is a relief in handing over the keys. Lord, you drive. I'll sit in the passenger seat. I'll enjoy the view. I'll trust your navigation. This surrender is not weakness. It is the ultimate strength. It takes more strength to trust than it does to worry. Worry is the path of least resistance. It is easy to spiral into, what if? What if I lose my job? What if the test results are bad? What if I end up alone? Gravity pulls you down into those thoughts. Trust requires muscle. It requires you to look at the storm and say, my God walks on water. It requires you to look at the empty pantry and say, my God owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. Exercise that muscle this morning. Whatever giant is standing in your valley, facing you down, mocking your faith, look at it, and then look at your God. The giant looks a lot smaller when you compare it to the creator of the galaxies. David didn't run at Goliath because he had a better stone. He ran at him because he had a bigger God. You have that same God. The God of David is the God of your life. He hasn't changed. He hasn't lost his power. He hasn't grown old or senile. Think about the timeline of history. Empires have risen and fallen. Kings have been crowned and buried. Currencies have collapsed. Borders have moved. Through it all, the line of faith has remained unbroken. People have prayed in catacombs, in cathedrals, in prisons, in palaces. You are part of that lineage. When you kneel by your bed, you are joining a choir that has been singing for thousands of years. You are not alone. You are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses. This perspective helps us deal with the loneliness that often attacks us in our 30s and 40s. Even if you are married, even if you have a house full of people, you can feel deeply alone. You can feel misunderstood. You can feel like no one really knows the weight you are carrying. But there is one who knows. He knows the number of hairs on your head. He knows the words you are afraid to speak. He knows the dreams you have buried because they felt too silly or too impossible. Unearth them in His presence. He is the resurrection and the life. He can breathe life into dead dreams just as easily as He breathed life into dust. Perhaps you feel that you have wasted years. This is a common sorrow. I should have done this sooner. I shouldn't have stayed in that relationship so long. I wasted my potential. Listen to me closely. In the economy of God, nothing is wasted. He uses the waste. He uses the ashes. He is the ultimate recycler. He takes the debris of our bad choices and builds platforms for His glory. Your past is not a prison. It is a school. You learned. You grew. You survived. And now you are here, wiser and softer. The softness is important. The world tries to make us hard. It tries to make us cynical. Don't trust anyone. Look out for number one. But a hardened heart cannot feel God. A hardened heart cannot feel joy. It is better to have a soft heart that gets bruised occasionally than a heart of stone that feels nothing. Ask God to keep your heart tender. Lord, take away the heart of stone and give me a heart of flesh. This means you will feel the pain of the world, yes, but you will also feel the beauty, You will cry at weddings. You will be moved by a piece of music. You will feel the presence of the Holy Spirit like a gentle breeze. As you step into the tasks of the day, try to practice the practice of the presence of God. This means you don't leave God in the bedroom when you finish your prayer. You take Him into the kitchen while you make the toast. You take Him into the car. You take Him into the meeting. You talk to Him in little whispers throughout the day. Lord, help me with this email. Lord, give me patience with this toddler. Lord, look at that beautiful tree. It turns your entire life into a prayer. The division between sacred and secular disappears. Washing the dishes becomes a sacred act of service. Driving safely becomes an act of love for your community. This is how we find meaning in the mundane. Many of us struggle with boredom or a sense of futility. Is this all there is? Wake up, work, pay bills, sleep, repeat. If you look at it through the lens of the world, yes, it is a grind. But if you look at it through the lens of eternity, every action has significance. You are tending the garden of God's creation. You are serving His people. You are refining your own soul. The mundane becomes the miraculous when it is done with great love. And remember, the one who carries you is also carrying the people you love. Sometimes our anxiety comes from trying to be the Holy Spirit for our family members. We want to convict them, change them, fix them. But we cannot. We are not qualified. Resign from the position of Savior. It is already taken. Let God work on your husband. Let God work on your wife. Let God work on your wayward brother. Your job is to love them and pray for them. His job is to change them. This release will take 1,000 pounds of pressure off your shoulders. Breathe that in. You are responsible to people, but you are not responsible for their souls. Only God can touch the soul. You can water the plant, you can give it sunlight, but only God makes it grow. As the sun begins its slow descent and the shadows stretch across the ground, have you ever stopped to wonder where all your strength really came from today? You might think it was the caffeine, the discipline, or the sheer necessity of survival, but there is something deeper at work. There is a quiet, rhythmic grace that has been pulsing beneath every decision you made and every breath you took. It is the same grace that was there when you were a child, and it is the same grace that will be there when the stars come out tonight. Now, let us look at the concept of the evening of our lives. When you are over 30, you begin to see that life is not just one long straight line. It is a series of seasons. There is the springtime of youth, full of energy and ego. There is the summer of our middle years, where the heat of work and family responsibility is at its peak, and eventually there will be the autumn and the winter. The beauty of being carried by the Creator is that He does not only carry us when we are light and easy to hold. He carries us when we are heavy with the years. Think about the architecture of a great cathedral. It isn't just held up by the stones you see on the surface. It is held up by the deep, hidden foundations that were dug long before the walls ever rose. Your life is the same way. The prayers you say in the morning are the stones of your foundation. The gratitude you feel for being carried through the night is the mortar that holds everything together. When the storms of the late afternoon hit, the unexpected bad news, the exhaustion, the feeling of being unappreciated, the foundation is what keeps you from collapsing. I want you to reflect on the word sustain. To sustain something means to keep it from falling, to provide it with what it needs to continue. God is not just your creator, He is your sustainer. He is the one who ensures that your soul does not rot, as the manna in the desert would have if it were kept too long. He provides fresh supply. If you feel like you are running on empty right now, it might be because you are trying to use yesterday's strength for today's problems. Turn your heart back to Him. Ask for the evening portion. There is a specific kind of peace that comes when the day's work is done. It is the peace of knowing that you did what you could, and the rest is in His hands. Many of us suffer from achievement anxiety. We feel that if we didn't check every item off our list, we have failed. But God does not love you because of your to-do list. He loves you because you are His child. Imagine a father holding a toddler who has fallen asleep in his arms after a long day of playing. Does the father love the child because the child was productive? Number. He loves the child simply because the child is His. That is how God looks at you as this day winds down. In the middle of our lives, between 30 and 60, we are often the ones doing the carrying. We carry our children's fears. We carry our aging parents' health concerns. We carry the weight of our companies or our communities. It is easy to forget that we too need to be carried. We become so used to being the strong ones that we don't know how to be weak. But the Bible tells us that His strength is made perfect in our weakness. It is okay to say, "Lord, I am tired of being the strong one today. Will you carry me for a while?" This is the beauty of the temple we are building together. It is a place where people can come to lay down their burdens. It is a place where the strong ones can finally find rest. And when your name is carved on those tiles, it won't just be a list of donors. It will be a list of people who understood that we are all travelers in need of a home. We are all children in need of a father. Let's think about the concept of faithfulness versus success. The world demands success. God asks for faithfulness. Success is about the harvest. Faithfulness is about the planting. You may not see the results of your hard work today. You may have planted seeds of kindness that seemed to fall on stony ground. You may have worked a job that felt thankless. But if you were faithful, you were successful in the eyes of heaven. The one who carried you through the night saw every hidden act of integrity. He saw the way you held your tongue when you wanted to be sharp. He saw the way you did the right thing when no one was looking. He is proud of you. As you prepare for the transition into sleep, let your mind drift over the blessings of the last 14 or 15 hours. Write them down in your spirit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going until you reach 20. The more you count, the more you realize that the bad parts of the day were actually very small compared to the ocean of grace you've been swimming in. You had air to breathe. You had a mind to think. You had a heart that kept rhythm. These are not accidents. They are intentional acts of love from the divine. There is a mystery in the darkness of the night. It is a time when the world goes quiet and we are forced to confront ourselves. For many, this is the most anxious time. The night terrors of the soul come out. The regrets of the past 10 years start to whisper. You should have been further along by now. You're running out of time. You're not good enough. When those whispers start, I want you to talk back to them. I want you to say, I am carried by the one who created time. I am hidden in the shadow of his wings. My future is as bright as the promises of God. The legacy you are leaving is not just about the money in your bank account or the title on your business card. It is about the spirit you leave behind. When you live a life of morning prayer and daily gratitude, You are leaving a trail of light for others to follow. Your children see it. Your neighbors see it. Even the strangers you encounter at the grocery store see it. They might not know why you seem different, why you have a peace that doesn't make sense, but they are drawn to it. You are a living temple. And just as we are building that physical temple with stones and tiles, you are building a spiritual legacy that will outlast your physical life. When we carve your names into those tiles, we are honoring the fact that faith is a collaborative effort. We are all building something together that we could never build alone. It is a beautiful thing to realize that you are part of a grand design. You are not a random accident of biology. You are a carefully placed stone in a cosmic masterpiece. As you lay your head on the pillow tonight, I want you to practice the prayer of relinquishment. This is the opposite of the morning prayer. In the morning, we ask for strength. In the evening, we give it back. Lord, I give you this day. I give you my mistakes. I give you my victories. I give you my worries about tomorrow. I am stepping out of the driver's seat. I am letting go of the wheel. Think about the word trust. Trust is not a feeling. It is an action. It is the action of falling back and knowing there are arms there to catch you. You did it last night, and he caught you. You did it the night before, and he caught you. He has a perfect track record. He has never dropped a soul that was entrusted to him. You can sleep soundly, because the guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. He stays awake so you don't have to. The years ahead of you, the 40, 50, 60, 70, they are all held in his hand. You don't have to figure out the next 10 years tonight. You only have to trust him for the next 8 hours of sleep. And when you wake up tomorrow, the cycle will begin again. New mercies, new strength, new daily bread. It is a beautiful, endless rhythm of grace. I want to thank you for spending this time with me. It is an honor to walk this spiritual path with you. Remember, you are loved with an everlasting love. You are chosen. You are redeemed. And you are never, ever alone. Even in the deepest darkness of the night, he is there. He is the light that the darkness cannot overcome. Before you drift off, take one last look at your life. See the beauty in the struggle. See the gold in the cracks of your broken heart. See the hand of the one who has carried you from the moment of your conception and will carry you into the heart of eternity. He is proud of you for making it through today. He is cheering for you. And as we finish, I want to say a final blessing over you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Peace in your mind, peace in your body, and peace in your home. May your sleep be sweet and your dreams be full of hope. We will be here again tomorrow morning, waiting to greet the new day with you. Don't forget to subscribe so we can continue this journey. And if you feel led, join us in building the temple. Let your name be a part of the history of faith. Let us build something that says, thank you to the one who carries us all. Good night, dear friend. Rest well. You are in good hands, the best hands. The hands that carved the mountains and smoothed the seas are the same hands that are holding you right now. Sleep in peace. You are carried. You are loved. You are home.